Alright, hey, it's River again, and here's Dell again. And we actually enjoyed making the last video so much about 30 minutes ago that we decided to make another one. We're going to go ahead and make the next video of the series. And today we're actually going to be referencing a lot of the difference in frequencies and a lot of the different beings. We're going to go into a little bit more advanced beings that some of y'all have probably not been related to or know anything about. Yeah, and of course, favorite Bible verse. So Dell, go ahead and start off, please.
Alright, well, you want me to talk about frequencies?
Yeah, just go ahead and elaborate on it.
Okay, well, we talked about earlier electromagnetic waves, and like everything moves in a wave. And, well, this is what I meant, not get to there. Well, anyway, everything works in waves, because, you know, there's sound waves, there's light waves, and so on and so forth, radio waves, microwaves. And we only know so much of the spectrum. I mean, it's even been... I don't know what I was going to say with that. But anyway, we all exist on different levels of frequencies. Plants and animals and people and such all exist on the same sort of frequencies, which is why we can all see each other. But then there's other things on higher and lower frequencies, like spirits, that you can't actively see unless you like raise it with your mind through meditation or prayer or something of that nature. And you want to elaborate?
Oh yeah, okay, fine. I'll continue off of that. It actually turns out that as frequency expands, you go past gamma rays and you go beyond X-rays, and you come up across a frequency and a structure of the frequencies that's very different than that of what's visible. And it's actually really interesting because it all comes down to the idea when God said, "Let there be light." Because without light, it can never be reduced to make electricity. Therefore, atoms would never be able to bond, and we would never have physical matter. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. And if you want to say atoms be able to bond, you could even go down to subatomic particles, but we're not going to waste our time on that.
Yeah, it gets really complicated.
But yeah, of course, at the higher level frequencies, you have simply high frequency spirits, and then you have low frequency spirits. And of course, they can fit into subcategories of a more natural and actually, I guess you can say, existent sort of structure, very similar to us. And that's where you get the concepts of angels and demons, which I cannot say do not exist because we've actually met a few of them.
An angel is just a really high frequency spirit, a special sort of one, and a demon's a very special, like, low frequency spirit. It's almost like a job more so than an entity in itself. Like if you're a shoemaker, that kind of thing, more so than like if you're a lizard. Or something like that.
Well, I guess we can elaborate further. I'll throw a lot of the names out there. These are some of the ones that we've come across. Of course, I'm going to skip some of the really elaborate ones that you may have trouble with.
Some of the stuff's like really out there.
So we'll go ahead and start. It's the spirits, the angels, the demons, the paladins, and the Palladians. I did those in order for a reason. And then we have the beings in the force of creation. They really don't have a specific name. Then we have the celestials and the astrals, which a lot of people actually know about through astral projection, things of that nature. And then you have the lost, and we could spend a lot of time talking about the lost, but that's, you don't want to waste your time yet. We'll have an entire series dedicated to things like that.
Well, we will have like an entire thing dedicated to that, but we should just go ahead and say exactly what it is. Okay, like, say you die, and then you go and you become like an angel. You can die and become these other entities, these other things. And angels can do the exact same thing. They can become a human, although they don't exactly have to die for it because they're not alive, personally. But if you die and you become an angel, and then you essentially die again, in a special way. Sometimes you just die and it's reduced energy and it's more like you got knocked out and then you just come back. But if you die and then you die again, you can become what they call lost, what we call lost. And you go to some separate place that we really don't know much about.
Yeah, it's so awkward in comparison to what we already know about that you actually can't see what's over there.
Yeah, through visions and meditation like we normally do. And they have people who protect it, these things, not people.
Generally referred to as gatekeepers. And ironically, they look a lot like Grim Reapers.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. We don't even think it's that bad, ironically. If you die over there, it's really not a big deal. They don't care that much. So I assume that it's either not that bad, or,
yeah, because, I mean,
or they just don't know and they hope that it's not that bad.
Once you've died and you're dead and you die again, I don't think it really matters anymore. Then you're just sort of creating this paradox that's really, really silly. But we'll get more into the loss later.
Right. Okay, so what did I name off? We said astral, celestials, paladins, palladians. We went through the
Yeah, we really don't know much about the astrals and the celestials. It's sort of a new
We know
thing to us.
the celestials are interesting. A lot of times in meditative experience, people note seeing things in the mirror. Like if they ever come here,
Yeah, sort of
some
mirror.
sort of projection. Yeah, exactly. It is like a mirror world. And any sort of shamanic action that anyone's ever taken, you'll notice going into these mirrors, they will be beings that look exactly like you but act
Really creepy.
differently. Yes, they're extremely creepy by our normal standards. So, yeah, if you ever experience that, I'd love to see something like that in a comment. I mean, really, don't be afraid to really tell us what you think. You know, even if you don't like it, if you really hate it, I would love to know, and I'd love to know why.
Yeah, you can tell us on our website if you feel like that's a more secure place.
That's what I forgot to reference.
Right.
The Very Good Mirala website that Dell and I run, of course, doesn't have a lot of information on it, but it has a lot on these different beings. And that brings me back. I forgot about aspects. Aspects are very interesting. That's something that we really will have to take a lot of time to talk about. But I guess we can always refer back to spirits. From a more basic, standard perception is that a lot of people will come across what they believe to be these animal guides, these spirit animals, and it's actually
shamanism.
Any other spirit. It really is. It's any other spirit, but they take on the form of a certain animal to help you better understand what it is that they can teach you and what they do. And what they teach you is actually hilarious, especially for both of us, because it seems so common knowledge at this point. It will for you, too, once you do it for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to place us above anyone, but you'll notice, you'll understand exactly what we mean.
Yeah, they do. They create themselves as animals because they don't want to bewilder you or terrify you, even though it seems like they might. And then, like with auras, how I had said before, where it was like you start seeing them when you don't want. That sort of thing happens with spirits too, but you can learn to control it, and it's pretty cool, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's extremely cool. Dell and I have actually had two specific meditative experiences that we didn't. Well, one of them we didn't realize it. The first time it was expected that we were going to meet each other over there. It was really
because you can meet other people.
It was really weird.
You can meet spirits.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there was one time we ended up fighting each other.
That epic duel.
We'll
talk about that later.
That shit was outstanding. But, yeah, like I said, we'll come back to the experiences in later videos. It depends on how much you want to see and how much you'll enjoy it. But we're sure that you're going to like it. We'll have to bring up some of our literature and have y'all read it. And we'll probably put it on the website. Like I said, Dell has 2 sessions over there, which are specific experiences. But remember that these are advanced experiences. We haven't really, or we don't even really refer to our original experiences because you will even notice if you have some of them and then you go on to do more later, they get kind of pointless.
We might post a few of those anyway in a little separate section away from the studies of Halutzim and such, because just to show what it's like, it's not that special, but we still haven't recorded them.
Speaking of which, go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, because we quit recording them after a long time because you get to a point where they're so elaborate that you can't really put it all on paper exactly. Like, oh, well, then he told me this, and then I said this, and then I saw this, and then this happened. It gets really complicated.
Now,
early on.
This is something I didn't expect to do this early, but I'm really enjoying looking at myself in this camera, and I thought that I would...
We're both very handsome.
I thought I'd reference him. There's a name I came across in a meditation once that I've been going off for quite a while. You'll see it everywhere. It was Halutzim, H-A-E-L-I-Z-M. You'll see that on the website. And I found it so strange and interesting that this name came to me, and they actually call me by that most of the time. And I realized it was spelled phonetically, because if you say Halutzim, that's actually a word that's used in the English language, and it's a noun, and it's a person who immigrates to Israel to establish or join a settlement for accomplishing tasks as clearing the land for planting trees that are necessary to future development of the country. Viewing this in a metaphorical sense, I just found it quite ironic that it applied to this, because we've been trying to do things of this nature for quite a while, and we hope to expand beyond YouTube. I feel like this is just an easy form of getting media out there. Technology, yes, exactly.
But where that phrase is really cool is because Christians refer to like spreading your religion as planting seeds.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so
Yeah.
planting trees, planting seeds.
What do they
It's
say?
all
You
the same.
plant a seed in the heart of someone who's unknowing, and eventually they develop into a full-grown holy tree. Yeah.
I really don't know.
I'm sure that's not it word for word.
Yeah,
but, it's good.
Please forgive our ignorance of Christian faith.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want this video to extend over 10 minutes, and it just
And it
hit
just
10:03. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out my Bible verse, and then we'll close it out.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dell.
you're welcome. Go on.
Alright, and it's actually, if you ever want to check it out, it's from the King James Version Bible. I'm not crazy about it. If I could have an original from the Great Library of Alexandria, I would. Sadly, they burned it. Thank you, I guess. And it's Samuel 2, chapter 22:3, and I'm going to try not to continue over since I love it all the way to verse 17. And it's, the God of my rock, in him will I trust. He is my shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower and my refuge, my Savior. Thou savest me from violence. Now, it's interesting because violence really doesn't matter, but that's what I've noticed is when you have a deific being that truly is omnipotent and all-knowing, it doesn't matter anymore that he doesn't care. The fact that you care extends into the idea that he will help you anyway. So it's pretty beautiful.
Just some food for thought.
Yeah. Oh, and know that we're already planning on getting a actual video camera to produce higher quality video for the likes of you who are enjoying them. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.